Okay, we're ready to go.
3, 2, 1, Tetris!
Okay, we have qualifiers started. We have qualifiers started. And we are on our first games of this qualifier. We don't need. Yeah.
Yep. Already some early burning for rows. Set up 1 row high. And players having fun, talking to each other. Bit of a drought for Kira, but able to get that Tetris.
Yeah, so qualifiers for those who are watching here have are run for 2 hours. So players have 2 hours to get their best scores. If they get a max out, it will count as a unit. So they need to score any higher than a max out, and the most max outs the better. And they get like the kicker on their lowest non-max score, highest non-max score.
Yep, so for anyone who doesn't score a max out, it's just going to be basically an average of 1 qual. So it'll just take their best score, and for everyone else, it'll be however many max outs they get, with the tiebreaker being that kicker best non-max out score. So yeah, we've got 2 rollers up top, dash player, and a tapper down the bottom. So really a mix of all the play styles here, but should be exciting to see their different capabilities on all the various modes of the game. All these players definitely have the consistency and the potential to put up multiple max outs, so would love to see it. Right now, some good paces for the rollers up top. You can see those Tetris rates. That's what the TRT means. For a max out, you want that to be around 60% for the whole game if you're looking for a max out before level 29. With the rollers, they have the potential to play on 29, but it's harder to be consistent, and you really want to try to get those max outs both as fast as possible to have more time to get more max outs, and also to make sure that you actually get the max out in case some rude P sequences show up later. So yeah, right now, 259 at 53. Tetris is up to 281 for Akira at 57 lines. Aoife up really high. That's going to be a top out, first top out of the day. But definitely good start on the pace. Looks like she's going to be able to put up some very good scores. Draco also wearing that awesome dragon mask. I don't know if that's going to be a thing for more than this game. Didn't seem like that was going to happen, but awesome to see it for this one game, and he's still putting up a pretty solid pace, so pretty respectable score for not being able to fully see.
Yeah. So just as a reminder, please raise your hands, players, when you are ready to submit a score.
Yep, and we have a judge here ready to get all of this going.
Okay.
Draco's been on this left file for a while, but still keeping up the pace. This is pace for probably not quite a 600k transition, but a little less.
So yeah, most of the players are already getting to the second half of the level. Aoife had an early top up that she's already underway to try to get her second game in.
Draco says only 27 long bars for this pace, which is pretty impressive. Some great stacking and possibly also some kind long bar timing. 370 at 91 right now. Oh, are the screens wrong? Oh. Oh, you have a 238. I see. Okay, so it seems like our screens down the bottom are flipped. Let's check the players up top. Kira, is your pace 359 at 100?
Okay.
Okay.
So
yeah, so
we
down
got,
the bottom.
we got Draco and Rose flipped, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I will fix that.
Yeah, so that's Draco on the bottom left topping out. Rose on the better pace. So we'll get that fixed for you guys in a second. Tetris for Rose. This is pretty big dash pace. Looks like mid 500 around there. But yeah, if you haven't already, be sure to check out our other streams. We've got tons of awesome players qualing on CT1, CT2, CT3. pretty much all day today. And then there's going to be a TGM tournament tonight, which you should all definitely make sure to watch. We're getting sponsored by Arika, the developer of TGM, and super exciting tournament. Hope to see a bunch of people stick around both in person and online to watch that. But Kira up high in a dig. It's maybe livable, but not able to get that 5 tap of the J piece to the left, and that's going to be a top out at 416. And looks like Rose is topped out as well, so everyone is on their second games by now. Wait. Oh, no, sorry. Getting switched. Tiger Piper in the chat with some facts. It is Aoife's 21st birthday. Happy birthday, Aoife. What a way to celebrate.
Woo! Yeah, we're gonna say happy birthday to you. Are we allowed it? I mean, still copyrighted?
Whatever, man. Celebrate.
But hoping to celebrate the occasion.
Also, the rotate logo can be on the.
Okay, looks like our streams down the bottom are fixed. So yes, Rose is on level 20. Master Champ's a little broken, so it says her Tetris rate is 5%, which definitely not correct considering this pace. So this game is still maxable, but gonna take a lot of hard work, especially on 19 with DAS. Up top, we've got a bunch of games pretty early in 18. Aoife's the furthest along, little over halfway through that pre-transition level. Nice aggressive stacking from Rose to score these points, work towards that max out pace. This could definitely be either a max out or a good kicker, hopefully.
Yes, Rose on her way, already level 23 at 688, so still a strong game going. And it's just the first one, so we're going to have an exciting qualifier for her, looks like.
Yeah, the 2-hour format is relatively non-standard for most events, but CTWC, they want to make sure there's enough time for the players to prove their consistency, show what they've got.
Unfortunately, top out there for Rose, but it's just the first game. So it's a reminder, if you want to submit the score, please raise your hand so your judge can take it. Otherwise, it won't count.
Draco up in a big dig up top. Taking the reset. Aoife pretty much perfectly on max out pace. On the left well, gets the bar for a Tetris. Looking for another one right about now to try to get a 1 burn transfer, but taking its time.
Yeah, the other players are just getting started on their game, so I'm going to focus on Aoife for a second. She's right now 13 lines away from transition, so strong game for now. We'll see if 19 is also smooth for her.
Yeah, and warm-ups definitely looks pretty good. She has the rolling speed to account for it. Looks like she has the stacking right now as well, so hoping to keep that up. Right now on column 2, looking for a bar. Get this Tetris. But a drought is forming, and tried to set up the adjustment for the LJ, but couldn't see the next piece in time.
She's trying to get her well open just before transition, and she makes transition with a well open, but no long bar in yet for her.
This long bar timing is very rude, but great burns to keep this well open. Knocks it down up to 490 now, so a little behind pace, but as mentioned before, she has that definite 29 scoring potential, so gonna try to get as much as she can into kill screen.
Yeah, she's looking pretty clean, so things are looking good.
Kira also on some solid pace, a little over halfway through 18.
Oh my goodness.
Draco just continually getting droughted.
Okay, Aoife already at 531 at level 22. So she has loaded a little bit, but otherwise, having a clean board, she should be able to score her Tetrises. And she is ready.
Rose went for a line spin
Well,
there,
Draco
wasn't
get a
able to
lumbar
knock it
though.
down, but gets the T-spin.
Okay, and Draco's getting his lumbar, so no more complaining.
Hangs a bar, see if he can get anything over. Does get a J piece over to burn a single. Now an L piece. This is actually a rather dirty Tetris setup right now, but didn't get the well open and couldn't get that J piece over to the right.
Yeah, if I reach level 24, so far the farthest the players have gone in yet.
Yeah, definitely hoping to see more games going into 19 with some solid pace. Maybe these players are looking for all of the best paces they can get to try and execute the max outs.
Yeah, Kira going for that dirty Tetris, and she is going to get ready for transition pretty soon, 13 lines away.
Yeah, very solid pace for Kira. Looking to keep it up into 19. Just continuing to knock him down. This is 600K possible, barely not quite, I think. Just a couple thousand off if she scores both remaining Tetrises here. Aoife is still sticking with these dirty center wells.
Yeah, it's
Not
pretty
dirty,
high
just
up.
center wells, but column 5 here.
Yeah, and the drought is
Getting
not helping her
grounded.
yet. 600K transition from Kira, pretty strong game happening for her.
But yeah, at this point, Aoife is definitely going to need some kill screen to finish off this game as a max out. But trying to get as many points as she can before then. Just not getting the pieces she wanted in post-transition to convert to Tetrises.
So yeah, I'm gonna
Kira's pace is very solid though, up to 683 at the start of level 21. Looking to convert. And there's another Tetris up to 700. Aoife into kill screen. Let's see what we can get. Looks to be trying to line it out a bit, but gonna need something for that column 2. Chucks a Z in there. Still trying to keep the stack relatively flat to knock it down. That bar is gonna help, but still gonna need more. Great burns, but can't get that 5 tap. That was a really high 5 tap to go for, but
yeah, it looks like
first score that's going to be counted for today, 786. Going to look to add some max outs onto that as well.
Yeah, so we have a max alert here for Kira. Kira already at 786, having the highest score of the session for now. She's now at 816. So we're expecting her to max out at level 26 if she keeps like this.
But she can definitely take her time, make sure she has the extra burns. Draco, very pleased with that. Nice well transfer, only 1 burn to knock it all back down. And now up to 250 in the middle of 18. So that very solid 500 transition pace, going to look to improve on it and then score solidly in post.
Everything looking pretty tight here for Kira. She's trying to get out of this of a messy situation. Level 25 is always tricky for some reason. I can make or break a game. But so far, Kira is just managing it well, bringing her stack down.
Still has plenty of burns to give. Doesn't need to go super crazy for these last few Tetrises.
Yeah.
But has 18 lines until kill screen and 100,000 points to go. So going to need 2 or 3 Tetrises probably.
Nice T-spin.
Almost got it knocked down. Had a
Yeah.
lot of holes earlier when taking that extra Tetris.
She misses burn and get ready for a couple Tetrises in 29 because she only has 6 lines left.
Looking to set up right here
Ooh.
first. There's one. One more Tetris available before that 29 speed, but it won't be enough to get her the max out. This is going to be really tight. Takes the burn and gets the Tetris into 29 at 996, 97.
Oh.
Just a few more lines.
Oh. Yeah, and unfortunately to top out just before the max, but still a high score that could help for Kicker, and she's submitting it.
A great kicker and a great effort on 29, but not quite there. But
We are already seeing live some scores from the other channels, so we can go over them for a bit. So Robin, Blind, Redshirt, and DMJ already scoring max outs today. With Kira's score, she might place 5th for the time being.
yeah, the highest kicker of anyone without a max out yet. Some other players with high 900s, but tragically close to a max out there. So hoping she can recreate that great pace again. But right now, Draco close to level 19, still on that 500 pace or so. 3 more touches available beforehand, so can get that transition even a bit higher if the game is kind with pieces.
Let's watch Draco as he is approaching transition in 5 lines. So he's giving it a shot. So normally for a max out, for those watching, is achievable for a 500k transition. That's like the comfortable way you can get there, aside from the, of course, getting a pretty good 19, but it's your gateway into the max out. So looks like Draco is in a very good position to, get his max.
Looks like he might be trying to set up in the center well here. Still not quite Tetris ready, and now having some holes, but gets the bar to at least burn it down a bit.
The other players are still level 18. Rose already in the second half, so we'll see how she gets transition a bit. She had a slow transition on her first game. A bit of a mischief there on that L, but nothing she can fix.
Yeah, Rose has been having some really high centers, some very aggressive play for Das, but able to stay alive so far in this game and gets it just there to move to just below 500 transition pace. Draco up high in level 21 though, and that's going to be a top out. Unfortunate there, but Randy in chat asks, where's the TGM tournament? That is going to be on Classic Tetris, just twitch.tv/Classic Tetris. That'll be later tonight at, I believe, 6 p.m. Pacific. Yeah, we're going to see a bunch of great TGM players, and it's a great game. Looking to try it myself at some point.
So we're gonna watch for Rose as she's approaching transition 11 lines away. So far, a clean game. A bit tricky. Oh, she missed the Z spin, but nothing she can fix. Will there be a legend tournament this year? So far, we haven't scheduled for one. What we could expect today for this year is the main tournament, bronze and silver brackets, TGM tournament tonight. Is there a Facebook group for Tetris? Let me just go over to chat quickly. So people are asking lots of stuff. Yeah, Game Boy is not being played, but we are going to have Tetris, the Grandmaster 4, the Absolute Eye, which is the beauty. We're having a debut of the first tournament for the game here in the SoCal Gaming Expo. And we have surprises for today, so those watching at home, we might get some surprises. But so far, yeah, we gotta stay quiet about it.
Yeah, definitely excited for that surprise. Make sure you're watching the main Classic Tetris channel for that one. But it's great to be back here again at SoCal Gaming Expo. Second year we've been here. Convention Center's a little cold, but that's the only complaint I could possibly have. Great place to be. And thank you so much for hosting us.
Okay, so yeah, the players are. Yeah, most of them have the players game started. I'm gonna focus on Kira right now. Unfortunately, top at level 24 Rose, but Kira's already on her way to transition, about 20 lines away, 30, sorry, and with a pretty strong pace. So she has a second shot there for the max. Paces are not helpful just for transition, but it's fixable.
Yeah, this is definitely 600 transition possible. Probably not much higher with this mini dig she's in right now, but great stacking to clean it up nicely. And that J piece is gonna solve that dependency just about perfectly. Draco also on some pretty solid pace relatively early on. Nice adjustments to make room for those pieces nicely, and waiting on this bar, there it is. But Kira approaching that transition quickly, sets up a Vitz and executes. Nice Vitz.
Yeah, Kira's just 2 Tetris away from transition, so we're maybe looking at a second 600k transition from her. She's clean and ready. And transition at 617 for Kira, so strong game again. She just needs to resolve it to a max out and she will be on her way on the top. I mean, she's still in the top position, still top 5 in the current qualifier, so that's a solid start for her, but I know she wants to go for that max.
Yeah, all these players looking to push for those max outs, gotten them before, decent amounts of them. I believe in the profile cards there were like, we asked players to list their number of max outs, which for the top player is not really much of a relevant stat anymore. It has more to do with how much they play, but for our players on CT4, this will be a good indicator of, you know, if they're playing, can you expect them to max? And for these players, it's definitely doable. But bit of a dig for Kira, looking for something to fill out that right side. Doesn't hit the tuck, and this is going to be really scary now. Gets the long bar over to the right and over to the left. He's 4 and 5 tabs to both sides. Looking good, but still not out of it yet. Still burning. Almost out of it now, but it's not safe yet, and that Z piece will not help. Another great 5 tap, but misdrops the T, and that's going to be a top out. Very valiant effort on another very solid pace, but if she's putting up these paces this consistently, there are definitely max outs in the wings.
Yeah, we'll be shifting to Draco. Draco at 483 at 114 lines, so 4 Tetris available to him before transition, so he could go into a comfortable transition to have his shot.
Yep, knocks one down there, and now getting close to that transition. Aoife right now on a very solid early pace. I believe this is only 3 burns through 43 lines, so gonna look to keep this up through 18. Obviously, it's very hard to do that, even if the pieces are cooperating. So we'll see if she can keep up the pace and score those Tetrises. Draco in a transition went up in a bit high, but gets some nice long bars and burns to bring it down up to 589 in level 20 now. And getting set up, knocking it down.
Some nice dirty Tetris and from Rose, and she's digging down. And yeah, Draco, our next max out candidate. Let's see if the game favors him for that. Looking clean.
Tetris ready, and good 5 tap on the J to get it over. And there's another Tetris. Stack needing some long bars for Kira, but everyone else looking relatively clean. Rose just scoring that nice dirty column 9. Randy in chat asks, what's the best way to join the Tetris community? I think the best way is Discord if you have it. Yeah, there are a bunch of Discord servers. The CTWC has a Discord server. You should join that one. Probably the most active one is the Classic Tetris monthly one, CTM. That one has the most people, the most active channels. But any Discord you can join is going to be pretty cool. And yeah, also Twitch streams, talking in chat. I know that's a good amount of how I started talking to people, was just in chat. And it's a great way to get to know people. Yeah, if you don't do Discord, then Twitch is a great alternative.
Draco went for a very spicy levels 23 and 24, and he's clean again. He's just hoping for those Tetrises to get back on track for that max out pace. So far, looking good.
Playing relatively up high for a tapper. I don't think he's a very fast one either. But looking pretty good with the stacking, getting the nice bar timing there to bring it down. And yeah, this is still very max out possible. I think the pace has fallen off maybe a little bit since transition, but that's about it. Right now, I believe he needs around 4 more Tetrises to get to the max out. Little drought, but gets the bar at a nice time to bring it down when his well is open. But there's another one.
There we go.
Only looking for 2 more and has 5 burns to spare. So just waiting on long bar here. There's another and 1 more for our first max out of the day on CT4. Looking for an L piece.
No!
And hangs
Come on,
it,
come on.
but still possible. And that's a top out. Can't get anything over. Very unfortunate L hang, but
so close. But unfortunately,
Very
misdrop
good
there
kicker.
on that L. That made him miss his Tetris.
another good pace for Kira, but gets him a bit too high on 18 and not able to dig it down. But right now, that puts Draco in 9th place on the leaderboard. So pretty solid kicker. Yeah. Rose looking to jinx herself by pointing out that she's only Tetris so far, no burns. But of course had to say something, and now the game's gonna put her into a big drought. Finally the bar shows up, but still a good pace. But a couple of our players very unfortunately close to max outs here. 1 L placement and then bar placement away for Draco, and 1 double on kill screen or 2 singles even for Kira. So just those fine margins away from a max out. There's plenty of time. Players will be able to convert on these games. Nice talk setups from Rose there. Looking for the bar, but nowhere to be found. Of course, it shows up as soon as the well is fully covered. Now the T-spin, but will the T show up? Nope, just going to take the burns. My PB is 600K. I'm not going to qualify. I didn't want to practice before the tournament, but I don't actually play that much. I just like watching and having a lot of fun watching today. Rose looking for a bar for this dependency, doesn't get it over. Wouldn't have even burned any lines if it did get there. Very spiky stack.
Okay, we're gonna test some audio adjustments that we made so the sound's clearer, because we got the some words it was a bit low, but it looks like great now. Alright, so let's go back to the players. So far they're like in the middle of their game, so trying to figure out their midpoints.
Yeah, we're about half an hour into quals so far, so much time left to get these better scores. But solid pace from Kira right here. Decent from Rifa as well, a little later on into the game. And Rose just starting a new game. Draco also on a relatively good pace, but pretty early on.
We just saw Zvavor by the floor. He hasn't participated in CTWC in years, and he's coming back to CTWC. So expect him pretty soon on the competition. Das legend, CTWC legend from Iceland.
Yeah, it's really awesome having all these great players back to CTWC again. You know, obviously Corian and Green Tea coming out from Japan for the first time this decade, I believe, in person. So awesome to see them. Hoping to have some fun with their quals. they're both qualing tomorrow morning, so they can make sure to see everyone today, which is very thoughtful by the organizers. And yeah, hopefully it'll be fun to have them.
We're gonna see these players still in their midpoints. I think Aoife's approaching 100 lines. Game hasn't been too hot, but she is trying to keep it together and make it work. And so far, it's a clean board. So it's just a matter of getting those Tetris in.
Two of the rudest square pieces I've seen in a while on Kira's board. Just super jagged and nothing to do with those squares other than block a hole, and then even more rude pieces. But she's going to survive, going to dig it down. Lose a bit of efficiency, but the pace was good, so... Some pretty good pace for Draco here. 84 Tetris rate, 444 at 90. That's what we like to see in these types of games, and keeping it up. So the post looked pretty good last game, just wasn't able to get that one last tap. We'll see if he can get it this game. Another aggressive 18 top out for Kira, but considering the paces she's been getting, it's fair to try and go for those high paces still. Near transition for Aoife, just below that 500K mark. Has a bit of digging to do, but looks like he's going to survive, keep it up. There's a bit of weight on that hole on the left, so it might take a few more burns. Unfortunate double flip there, though, and this is a little more dangerous, but very survivable. But Draco's still on the best pace out of our players right here. Other than Kira, of course, who's perfect through 8. Not anymore, though. But Aoife is still digging it down, looking for some better pieces to reestablish Tetris well, but playing it nice and safe up top. Wants to try and convert this game as best as she can. Good burns, though, and gets the long bar perfectly to fill in the dependency on the left side. And there's a Tetris.
Yeah, we got Aoife looking clean and trying to get her Tetris in. And Draco with a 600K transition, so again, giving his shot for the max. Hopefully, we don't get into any shortfalls. But he's doing pretty well.
Yeah, I believe that's our first 600K transition of the day, at least that I've seen. And if you're going to 600K, what a time to do it. Try and go for a max. So we'll see if he can get out of this dig. Looks like he... Oh, the missed drop of that L piece is a bit scary, but very possible. Oh, yes, thanks, Sky. Not quite our highest transition of the day because of the paces Kira's been putting up, but certainly Draco's highest of the day, and now burning that pace away a little bit, but max out is very possible with this pace. And there's the Tetris after all that digging. So 670 and 22 pretty early on. Plenty of post to play still. Tetris ready, looking for some bars. Meanwhile, Aoife is the furthest through her game, but looks to have been picking up the pace a bit in post. Max out just barely possible, but would have to go near perfect to get it before kill screen. But she does have that kill screen playability, looking to show it off if needed for the max out. But obviously, the more you can get without playing kill screen, the better. Covers the well right as the bar shows up. Unfortunate timing, but up over 800 now. Best score of the day so far. And Tetris ready, level 28. Only one more Tetris available before that 29 transition, but can maybe set up for some on kill screen. So 900 into kill screen, and here we go. Onto the thrill screen. Almost Tetris ready there. Bar comes one piece too early. But going to try and line this out as far as possible. I don't believe we have any sort of level 39 cap, and I think this game would probably make it to a max out before then with the pace. Gets a triple on that right side to try and burn this down. Beautiful J flat to burn it down. Still going on level 31. And Tetris ready now, waiting for that bar. And boom, Tetris for Aoife on kill screen. One more bar would seal the deal. Takes a burn. Where's the bar? Gets it over!
Impressive play there
Wonderful.
from Aoife.
Wonderful
And
gameplay from Aoife.
Draco trying to squeeze in his max out.
Yeah, Draco's also still been on this pace. 992.
Come on, Draco.
Is he going to set up here?
Oh, my.
It looks like he will. Where's the bar for Draco as well?
Let's
There
go!
it is! And we have our first two max outs.
Back to back.
What a sequence for both players. That was over 100,000 on the kill screen for Aoife in high pressure. Wonderful play from both.
We had some people in chat wanting Draco to make it to gold.
Yeah, exactly. So we've seen this level of play from these players. Still plenty of time. We're only a little over half an hour in. So hoping to see many more max outs to come now that we've opened the floodgates. Yeah, one max definitely guarantees a bracket. I think all of these players probably have scores that will guarantee them brackets already. We have probably fewer signups than last year by a little bit. So it'll probably be a bit easier to get into the bronze bracket, but our other brackets will be likely similarly difficult, if not more difficult. And we'll just have to wait and see. But the max outs are a very good start.
Yeah, it's like yeah, kind of still gonna be interesting to see because they're always a surprise every year. Like I missed out of bronze by a single spot. It was crushing, but I should have done better myself. 2 max for silver indeed. Yeah, the thing is like there's kind of a gradient of skill that on the upper end that gets just extremely good. And then, like in the middle, there are max outers, and at the bottom, there are players like me that still doesn't have max out, but still have a shot on for the bronze bracket.
Yeah, last year we had, as someone in chat points out, Scotto had 4 maxes, didn't make gold. Bland had 5 maxes, was the first seed for silver. But yeah, we'll see if that's enough. That's a wonderful Vitz from Draco. Absolutely splendid. Sees the bar in the next box window, and that's a true Vitz there, not delayed or anything. But right now, Kira's the furthest along on level 23. Probably a little behind pace, but still max out possible. Into 24, taking a few burns.
Yeah, the current standings show that Aoife will be placing 11th in the current standings, and Draco at 8th position. So solid start among the good players here.
Yeah, Kira's still looking to find that first max out. Could be this game if the game is kind, but doesn't hit the 5 tab of the T piece. But great back-to-back long bars, able to survive, dig it down a bit. And we'll see if she can find one for the left side here to knock that down. But bit of a jagged stack here. Still surviving and opens up that left side. Gonna chuck another J piece in. And there's a great timed bar. The pace is struggling a bit. I don't think this is max out possible in the kill screen anymore. Just barely. Kira's still looking to dig this down. Jay dependent on the left side, and that's a really high 5 tab. Gets a bar over after burning one line. And her stack is very jagged. Gonna want to get this further down into kill screen. almost cleaned up, just one more J piece, but has a second J dependency as well. And only 2 more lines of kill screen. This double will take her in. Doesn't get that bar left. Tetris ready, though. Just wants the last Tetris for fun, but not going to show up. Bar shows up right as she's topping out. But another good game getting the kill screen and looking to show that 90 consistency with a bit more pace.
I mean, there's some pressure to perform, because especially a player like Kira that on her first CTWC getting 2 maxes. Yeah, sorry about that. I got the correction here. It was only 1 max, but her second ever. So, yeah, I mean, you want to perform better than last year, and that's the pressure you get as a player. But, I mean, you know where skill are. You have to trust yourself and do your best. I know these players are doing their best here.
Yeah, Draco had quite a few missed drops earlier. Not the prettiest board. Wanted everyone to look away. But now that he's nice and clean, the pace is pretty solid. So we'll focus back in.
Yeah, Eve is also approaching transition. A bit of a low transition, but still doable for a max out. We'll see if she's keeping a board clean to get her game ready for 19, the next Tetris.
Yeah, super clean stack here. Just waiting on this last long bar into 19. Bit of a drought. Has that double well set up for nice safe burns. And still no bar. Where is the bar for Aoife? Wonderfully safe stacking. And there's the bar after a 31 drought. So looking for better bar timing on post in general. Don't want droughts like that on 19. Even as a roller, have that faster movement capability. Misdrops a bar in column 9 there, but able to get another one over. And another column 9 misdrop. This is still possible. Gets that next one over.
And she's just doing it for the thrill.
But another misdrop on the left, and wonderful bar timing to burn that down. Tetris ready again. There it is. Draco also on level 20 with pretty solid pace, scores another Tetris. So once again, Aoife and Draco racing to this max out.
So yeah, we're going to focus a little bit on Aoife and Draco, who are on a very nice game happening. Aoife had some trouble in level 22 where she misdropped a T, but she's fixing that now.
Yep, Draco was thinking about center welling for a while there, but ends up burning it down, playing relatively safe. Already has his first max, but looking to work on that second, third, and even beyond.
Oh. Oh, yeah, he's going for the back-to-back. And we'll see.
It would be his first ever, apparently, which is crazy fact considering how many great calls he's had before. And
shout out to the players for giving us their fun facts so we can commentate them on stream.
Exactly. Any other players, if you have fun facts? Could even pass the mics around. I don't think that would be the best idea, especially while they're playing. But players are having fun, talking it up. One of the better ways to play Tetris. Just have some fun, play some Tetris, talk to people. Don't lose yourself too much. It's nice to lock in. It's also nice to make sure you have fun with it. And that's one of the biggest things for this weekend.
Oh, no. Unfortunately, yeah, that draw was a bit rough on Drake, unfortunately. But, I mean, he's doing well. We're going to go to Aoife. Aoife, a bit low on pace. She might have to squeeze a little bit of 29 to secure that max. At
3 more Tetris is available, and that won't quite be enough. And playing it nice and safe with this double well. Bit high now, looking for a bar to bring all of this down. Good couple of triples to make sure the stack is pretty nice into 29. And there's the bar right as 29 starts for a kill tris, and we are into kill screen once again. So 2 more Tetrises or some line out in 1 Tetris. She's shown the capability with a lower into 29 that hit a max and looking to do it again.
Yeah, for qualifiers, we don't have any line cap, so if you can play 29 like forever, you can just line out to your max.
Exactly, but obviously you don't want to do that as much as possible. You know, pressure's really on.
Oh my,
Hard to
she's
not
going
miss
for it.
top. Setting up for the Tetris. Where's the bar?
Okay, the
Great triple. 1 Tetris will do it now. And
Let's
there's
go!
the bar. That crazy 5 tap. What a high left. I believe that was a 5 or 6 left. Wow.
Yeah,
Wonderful kill screen play from Aoife here.
a very
And her
precise
second
play.
max.
Yeah, this is a very precise play that you need on 29 to be at the top level. And yeah, you have her second max, which puts her in a very comfortable position. That's going to put her in 8th position with the current standings.
Rose on pretty good pace, but board is looking shaky. Gonna look to burn it down.
Yeah, we're going to pivot to the other 2 players, Kira and Rose, who are approaching transition already over 100 lines each. Ooh, nice tuck there on that J from Rose and the L. Just keeping everything so tidy.
Nice adjust from Kira there. Finds the Corion LJ thing, making space in that square hole. And nice dirty left well. I think 850k will definitely be more than enough for bronze. I think the bronze cutoff is probably going to be 500 or 600k or so. But we'll see. You never know. We can have tons of players shock us. Maybe some last-minute quals, if those are even allowed. I'm not sure. But pretty early days for everyone. Rose up very high for Das. Last year was not 850k for the bronze cutoff. The bronze cutoff was 540, I believe.
Yeah, pretty much. I got like 530 something because I missed out like at 520 something, and it was so sad. We had to get the facts.
Yeah. But in the 800s for the silver cutoff last year, according to Draco. Sounds about right. But Rose was able to survive that transition earlier with nice triple into a Tetris, and looking for some bars here. This is quite high for Das play. Still looking for this bar. Crazy drought. Bit of a misshift there. And that bar isn't going to get all the way over. Still alive, but this might not be survivable anymore. And that'll be a top out in level 21. But Kira also into the post-transition phase up to 602 in 21. So a little bit behind that 60% Tetris rate you'd want to see for a max out, but very max out possible. She does also have that 29 potential as a roller. Not as high of a 29 PB, but would love to see her show it off and get a max out.
Yeah, right now, yeah, Kira's just recovering. It's still like a 23. It's a high 600k, still maxable. No, just need to keep that board clean and get the her Tetris in, and that's it. And she's doing just that. That's pretty much the name of the game, Tetris.
Yeah. Draco also on a pretty solid pace, but again, another burning sequence. Kira up really high and not going to get that Z piece over.
Yeah, very unfortunate to top out there.
Dirty left well set up for Draco. Covers the well, and this won't be a Tetris if he immediately uncovers. Can't get the J over to the right, but still alive. Can avert it down. Draco looking for a bar to triple this down. Getting droughted. Well's covered anyway, so it wouldn't help all that much. Desperately asking for help, and nothing coming. Still the drought. After 32 drought, but nowhere to even put the bar there. finally a well-timed long bar to get this out.
Yes, and I'm just glancing at the other players, like in the other channels, to see how things are going. Our players are doing pretty well. Like as I said, Aoife are currently standing 8th. Draco right now is actually 10th, so he hasn't dropped that much, even with that single max out. And he's already underway on level 19 at 531, so a chance of another max out is still in. We still have plenty of time for the players to get their maxes. Yeah, we got the CT3 cult next to us. Very infamous cult of CT3. Very enthusiastic.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on with Adam's name. Not sure if they're still playing or what. But yeah, you can see the green names are the players who are playing, which should be everyone. This is our first qual session. Don't think anyone should be done. But we've got a lot of players qualifying off the streams as well. So won't be able to see those in any recorded form as far as I know, other than the scores being submitted. But got a bunch of cool people qualing all day. It's just a stacked list all around. But yeah, I'm sure Marfram is on all of it. She's been doing all the spreadsheet stuff. Pretty cool job.
Yeah.
And I'll be doing stats as well tomorrow, so excited. Yeah.
Yeah, we don't have confirmation about Adam right now, but it looks like he might have just finished his qualifier early, but we cannot confirm that yet until we get a hold of someone that knows actually. But yeah, okay, we're gonna go back to Draco. Draco already level 25, 727, so he's in the run for a max.
Yep. And he's asking if it's max out possible, very max out possible. I think it's...
Oh, unfortunately.
I think he still had like 10 burns left, but... Yeah, was going for a triple, didn't get it.
Yeah,
Aoife also a bit after transition, also a bit behind max out pace, but as she's shown in 2 games already, that 29 speed looks very playable. So, looking to just give herself as much room as possible before 29.
Yeah, as a roller, she has the skill and to play beyond 29, and that gives her the edge to secure those maxes way into those maximum speed levels.
Doc. Doc. You got some tissues? Tissues. But Aoife digging this down. Tetris ready once again. Gonna build out that left side a bit and take some burns.
Yeah, it's a very low pace, but she's keeping the board clean. That's the first thing you have to do. You just keep the board clean, get those Tetris in, and just think about like the score later.
Fun stack for Rose there. Had a spin tuck set up of the tee and knocked it down to get Tetris ready. And there it is, the Tetris. So, stack has a few holes in it. Looking to clean all that up. Maybe play 1 row off the bottom. Nice square into a bar to open up the hole and get the center well. So gonna look to transfer this back to one of the sides at some point.
Yeah, if it's doing some recovery, but this 26 board looking spicy. As for the other players, they're just still in the middle of level 18, so we'll see. It's Rose with a pretty good pace right now, just before the midpoint, but ooh, that left side looking very, very rough.
Aoife is still digging here. Beautiful J piece to take that triple. Again, gonna have to play some 29 to execute this. Maybe even improve her kicker still if she doesn't get this to a max out. It will certainly be harder, but she has all the 29 she wants to finish off the max out. And looking to clean up this board, hit the tuck, but that J piece might be fatal. Really high board, double flip of that long bar, classic problem for rollers, and that 29 transition does not look very survivable.
Yeah, yeah. I just got a hold of Adam, and he's still playing. For those watching, it's actually like on my left, so we're good. We're good. I just checked with the we have just checked on why he's showing black, but he's still playing.
Yeah, probably just something to do with the spreadsheet. I know Marfirm was automating it so people would show up as green whenever it was the correct qual time, and Adam might just be listed as a different qual time or something. So I'm sure she'll figure that out soon. Kira actually switching to 19 starts, trying to change it up a little bit. Obviously, he's a roller. It's not that different if you can move the pieces that fast.
I mean, if you want to get maxes quick, that's the level you choose.
Exactly. It's the top player strategy. If you're consistent enough at maxing on 18, why not switch to 19? Pieces fall faster. Yeah. Yeah. The comm box should hopefully show up. So yes, as Snowy says, I'm Lucy, comming with Richard Wolf. And
yeah, hello Wilson, and yeah, so indeed, it's let me just check if it's actually showing, because I tried to fix that some minutes ago. But let me just run through the.
yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, yeah. It was actually we had lots of text. We had lots of text on the bottom banner, so eventually you will see our names.
Draco here on some pretty good pace. 5:16 at 107. Extremely maxable.
Yeah.
Didn't even realize the pace he was on, but
no P word. Stop with the P word.
it's a good sign.
Yeah, CT3. I mean, yeah, CT3 is infamous because it's become kind of a cult since last year. Very, very enthusiastic crowd joined CT3. We had like a crowd a little bit like watching both. We're back next to each other, but yeah, pretty enthusiastic in general.
By perfect max, I'm assuming you mean like exactly 1 million points, right? Okay. I was worried for a second that we saw another perfect max out, but that's pretty awesome.
Oh yeah, we got notification that she's got a perfect max out. And max out on the dot on his qualifier.
.633 in the 19 for Draco. This is some P word, as they say. But misdrops that J piece, and now is going to be in a bit of a situation, looking for an L or a J here, or a bar. Yeah. Nice burn with that T, and almost back down.
Yeah, pretty quick thinking there from Draco. Yeah, you can
That's
do
some
it.
nice cleanup until the bar misdrop. Still has pace to burn, though. No need to try and set up on top of this. Procrastinating, he says. Wonderful trait to have. But some good stacking. Great T to uncover that hole.
Let's go.
Stops the misdrop that time, but double well is set up. Yeah, you might have a point. I'm not sure if any of the other people with max outs are
tappers. So yeah, we're gonna get to it in a moment. So Pollo is a tapper. He rolls a chance, but I don't think he's currently rolling for this tournament. So Pollo is the other max outer from Mexico.
Yeah, looking on the left, it doesn't look like he's rolling. CT3 is
yeah,
directly
is
on our left.
Rolling. Yeah.
CT1 and CT2 are forward and to our left.
Oh yeah. But did he max on with rolling? Okay, we had the midway point here for the qualifier. 1 hour left for players to get their best scores. Draco's still doing a pretty good job. Doing some cleanup here, but still. But you're doing well. You're doing well. Just focus on your game.
Yeah, Draco not been scoring much in post, but again, that great transition score, pace to burn. and taking the burns to make sure he stays alive. Sets up some nice tucks. Great pieces there into the bar. Looking for JP to build on that left and gets it. Tetris ready now. There it is. So only a few more. Plenty of burns.
Go for it, go for Tetris. Oh.
Looking for a Tetris or a burn. Gets both. Still alive, hits the left top. But only 3 more Tetrises to go, and with the burns, probably only 2. It'll be pretty tight though.
But he's doing the right burns and getting back in a clean game, so still in the cards, just a 3 Tetris away from that max, so just have to lock in and just 2 Tetris away.
There's one.
Yeah, 2.
Yep. Still probably 2 more, but quite a few burns to go. There's one more, and
some
one more
change.
Tetris will seal the deal. Just needs this last long bar, and there it is! CT4!
CT4!
CT4! CT4! CT4! I didn't even realize we had the cowbell. We should have used that for earlier maxes. But Draco looking to add one more Tetris as a cherry on top. No bar, 20 plus drought. But
Yeah,
second max for him.
Bidwell has his cowbell, but he was away for a second.
Moves
But we
into
have-
8th on the leaderboard so far.
We have our backup cowbells.
He's going to stand up, take a break for a bit. All of our other players are pretty early in their games.
Yeah.
Yeah, Draco top 8 in CTWC, confirmed. Gets that juicy prize pool. And speaking of which, we do have a Matcherino that you should contribute to with the ! Matcherino command. I don't know if we have the ability to type in chat right now, but someone should type that. Contribute to our prize pool. Make sure our players get compensated for flying all the way out here to sunny Pasadena. Very sunny. But early days in all of our games here. Nobody beyond what Rose is at right now, which is 77 lines. Pace is a little behind, but playing 1 row off the bottom. Nice dirties. Looking to transfer, and there it is. Just 1 burn to get back to that clean right well. But we might have started a bit of a friendly rivalry with CT3. I don't know if they're going to engage, but will be fun. Tomorrow these streams will be silver for CT3, bronze for CT4. Make sure you come back and watch those brackets. Support all of our players. These players here hoping to be in higher brackets than bronze, but it's a joy to play in any bracket. Just being able to play Tetris at all and hang out with all these people. Bunch of fun. Glad that all these players got to make it, and hope to see even more next year. But Rose up to 400 at a little over 100, so right on that 500 pace or so. And looking for a J to tuck or an S to spin. There's the J, gets the tuck. This drought is rude, can't build up the left with a quick tap, and that'll be a top out. Draco also digging up high. Aoife also up pretty high, but uncovers the well, looking for a bar. There's a nice touches for Aoife, getting it down. Pace also a bit behind this game, looking for, again, that pace in 19, even 29 to make it up. Misdrops a bar in column 9, that might be it, unless another bar shows up at a nice time. Good 5-tap, though, still alive. Impressive digging skill to keep this up, looking for a bar to burn it down, or just takes the triple with the L. And there's the bar. So, good survival. Kira also approaching that level 19 transition, also a bit behind pace, but has time to pick it back up. Draco sets up not quite a Vitz, but we'll burn it down very safely. Quite a few overhangs for Aoife. Gets the J to tuck, and we'll spin that Z in. Just going to take a triple to burn it down. And also not quite a Vitz there, but very cleanly skims off the top. Kira looking to set up column 3 maybe. Still wouldn't quite be a Tetris. And yeah, Aoife about to transition 408, so a bit behind the pace you'd want for a max and a kill screen. But with infinite time on level 29, anything is possible. Nice S-spin hit there to get Tetris ready in one more burn. There it is. And the Tetris. Kira also recovered this pace a bit, looking for a mid 400 transition. Misdrops the T a bit, but looks like it'll only be a couple of burns to clean this up. Maybe even a couple more with that unfortunately timed square. So 440 in the 19. Again, max is possible, but we'll take some good play in 29, 19, both. Preferably just 19, but if it gets to a max, the players will take it. Cheese popped up 997. Yeah, so lots of noise other places. Cheese just topped out with a very unfortunate 997 kicker. But dig for Kira, looking for a bar.
Yeah, too
Can't
much
find
aggression.
anything to the left.
Yeah.
And that'll be another top out. Very unfortunate. Aoife also burning a little bit, but only a couple more burns and she'll be out. Now looking for a bar to end the drought.
Unfortunately, missed the spin there from Rose, but she's cleaned up and ready for Tetris.
So Aoife right now, furthest along, declines the tuck there. I agree with the choice, honestly. I like the placement. But pace is still a little suffer this game. But she's shown what she can do on that 29 speed. Anything is possible. Almost done taking this down now. Nice tuck into the dependency fill. But still looking for another J piece. There it is. Wonderfully timed. All she needs is the bar, and there it is for the Tetris. And another. So, not quite possible for a max out, even if she doesn't burn at all. But the 29 will
She can play it.
be the potential deciding factor. And looking pretty clean right now. Might have just jinxed it, though. Classic commentator curse. But making sure she has a nice clean board into 29, if nothing else. And maybe able to score some lines. Maybe a Tetris or two. Push her over the hump for the max out. Yeah, Adam's qual should just be fine as normal. Marfrem says everything's okay. So it'll just look a little strange, I think. But nothing is going wrong. One more line clear for Aoife, puts her into 29. There she is with 860. So gonna need quite a bit of 29 play here. Playing it safe, not gonna set up for anything quite yet. Maybe do a bit of scaling, let the level count rack up first. Make sure she stays alive. But right now she is still alive. Needs something for that left, gets a bar. Still not quite going to set up. Not quite at 900 yet, but almost there. Meanwhile, down the bottom, Rose is transitioned with 496 near the end of 19 right now. Still looking for something to help burn it down, but doesn't find anything. But Aoife still going. Just past the 900 mark. And just going to want to survive as long as she can. Misdrops that J piece. That could be hard to deal with. Looking for a bar or something like it to burn this down. And that's not going to burn anything. Still gets that bar over to the right and the square left. So a good try. And that'll, at the very least, improve her kicker. And won't pass anyone on the leaderboard right now, but could definitely prove to be a deciding factor later on.
Yeah, just for context, like current defense standings is gonna put her just below Eric, currently standing 11th. So still going for a very strong qualifier. And Draco is currently standing 9th.
Yeah, Draco pretty far into 18. Bit of a struggle game. Might not be very maxable. Considering restarting and just trying to push the pace there, and it won't be enough. So taking the top out. Rose also switches over to 19 starts, trying to find a new rhythm. But looking pretty decent on this 19 speed. Hopefully she can execute that on an 18 start game with some good pace. Kira almost out of this. Pretty solid 500 pace. Gets Tetris to move past the 400 mark at little over 100 lines. And that's around where you want to be. As a roller, she can play the 19 speeds just fine. So doesn't need that crazy 18 pace to have a good shot at a max. Anything is playable.
I'm gonna just focus a little bit on Kira. Kira just 20 lines away from transition. She's looking good. She's trying to get her board ready for Tetris. She's ready now. Goes for it, and yeah, just tries to keep going. 4 Tetris available to her, so she might get into the mid 500Ks. Going for Senowell. Ready for it. And there she goes. And now she's back. Shifts back to the right well.
Beautiful well transfer there. Able to find the right pieces, that L on the right to make sure only one burn is needed. But still scoring back-to-back Tetrises. 544 and one more available in a transition. We'll see if the game will give it to her. But very solid pace, very maxable. Let's see if she can execute. Still scoring cleanly, up to 600 now in level 20. This is where you want to be. And these long bars, very nice right now. Don't want to stop that or anything. Hope it keeps up. But now a bit dependent. Needs a couple of long bars to burn this down. Might even set up dirty, but bar comes one piece too late, takes the triple instead. And
she must know when to play it safe because she's having a good pace. She doesn't have to rush it. Just
great Tetris there to open up that center well. And we'll see if she can keep going. Nice bar there to fill in that left side. Aoife also on some very solid pace. This is only 7 burns through 79 lines. And exactly the place you want to be in. Sorry about the bit of lag there, but Kira's still going. Very maxable pace. Looks like she's going to set up here, and bar comes right after she sets up. Some kind timing to make up for the less kind timing she had before. Might continue on the center well even, and another perfectly timed bar. Exactly what you want to see. But 774 in level 24 has a good amount of runway. Not infinite, but extremely maxable. And yeah, Aoife's also still going on this solid pace.
Okay, so yeah, Kira looking pretty good at 800k already at level 25 and a clean board, and that's all she needs to get that max.
Yeah, bit of a glitch on the screen right now. Not sure why that is.
It's just the renderer having things.
but-
So I think it will fix when she switches levels.
Yep. So one more Tetris, and there it is.
Huh.
Guess it's staying there.
I mean, then we're just gonna wait for the game
Exactly.
to be done. That will clean up. Yeah.
Looks like it's about to be done anyway. Only needs 2 more Tetrises here, and plenty of runway to go. Taking a nice safe triple. Making sure she's all set up. And another very safe triple.
Yeah.
Up to 990.
She can line it out at this point. Well, almost.
Yeah, I think a triple will be enough from here. So just going to look for
She's ready.
one last piece to fill in. Tetris ready. And just waiting on the final long bar. And there it is.
Go.
First max for Kira.
CT4.
CT4. CT4.
Yeah. So
Can keep playing on kill screen as well. Let's see what her capabilities are. But Aoife also continuing that strong game from before. Pace is not quite as good. Had to do a bit of burning. But still very solid pace in 19. Especially with the 29 play she's shown earlier and the 19 she's shown. There's plenty of time. And a level 30, almost 31 for Kira with some line out. So very solid. That's what we want to see, and hope she can keep it up in the last 45 minutes or so. But another Tetris for Aoife. Just playing very solidly on this 21 speed. Pace to spare, and we're going to try to close it out.
Yeah, so 3 out of 4 players have gotten max outs. Rose is our DAS player. Obviously, max on DAS is the biggest challenge of the 3 play styles. But yeah, I mean, she still has time for it to give it a shot, and looking forward to good play. Like, I mean, remember, this is the player that beat Sharky.
Yeah, at the Jonas Cup was great to see. Awesome tournament. Nice to see DAS getting some more attention. I'm a DAS player. Not that, I'm any good at it, but it's a lot of fun to watch the DAS-only players show what they've got in these additional tournaments. But Aoife, a little bit of a dig right now. Oh, Genesis, yes. Also true. But yeah, Draco was in a bit of tough dig earlier, was able to get it down. Now on decent pace, definitely still maxable. But pieces not cooperating with this dig, and probably not going to be able to burn it down in very few lines, but looking for a long bar and an L piece, and there they are. Look at that, another long bar. What a lovely piece sequence to fix the board entirely. Aoife right now is still on max out possible pace, I believe. It's a bit tight, and with this dig, I don't think it'll happen into 29 anymore, but bit of a tough post-transition for her.
Okay.
Hasn't had the opportunity to score that much.
But she doesn't need to get the max before 29. I mean, she showed us over and over again that she just, if she wants a max, she just go for it and get it in level 30 something.
Exactly. And all the time in the world. So we'll see if she can pull off another crazy kill screen performance. But might try to set up for this last Tetris. Bit of an aggressive move into 29, but looking for pace. And the bar didn't come at the right time. Still alive. City crazy survival. She was able to pull it off. Nice burn there. And not quite. But great effort. Draco on level 20 at 555. So extremely maxable over there.
Just
One piece off.
From
the
that
perfect
all
clear.
clear.
Would have been great to see. Would have been our first of the day on CT4. But obviously, he would still be happy if he was able to finish off the game with a max regardless. Nice double there. And another nice skim with that double L piece. Great stacking from all these players. Oh, right, yes. It was Triskai who beat Sharky at Jonas Cup. Rose beat Sharky at Genesis. That sounds correct. But Draco playing pretty aggressive here. Really going for this max. Now building out the left a bit to keep it safe. And that Akibar column 9 to set up Tetris ready. Still waiting on good bar timing. There it is. But early on for most of our other players, Kira, bit of the way through 18, looking for some continued pace, building off of her first max. Looked like she was playing some DAS there. But Draco right now is our main focus. Honing in on that max. 826 is where you want to be. Been maintaining that pretty consistent low 60s Tetris rate. Bit aggressive there, but gets the bar over to the left.
Yeah, still on track, and 130,000 points or so for a max. So that's pretty much four Tetrises to secure it, and he can get them easily if he just keeps those long bursts coming. There he goes. 3 Tetrises left.
And he's got 4 burns if he wants to get those 3 Tetrises. But overshifts and misses the tuck. This might be hard to recover from.
Still trying to go for the left side. No.
Over taps, and that would have been a dirty if he was able to get the tapping right. But with tapping, you have to time that entry delay exactly right, especially on those 19 speeds. And unfortunate, doesn't improve on the kicker, but puts up that another solid pace, and looking to continue that for our last 40 minutes.
Yeah, we got Kira approaching transition, a bit low transition, but I mean, she's a roller, so low transitions are not an issue.
Yeah, showed in her max out that she can play past 29 for a bit. Hasn't shown that Tetris ability on 29, but at least has the line-out potential, able to get somewhere. Looking to clean this up early on 19, and clean now, looking to set up for a Tetris. But there's Tetris, almost at 500 now, so still a little behind pace, but plenty of time to go. Looking to stay nice and clean on these 19 speeds. Great job of building out her left as well to keep it safe. Rose and Aoife both on pretty good pace early on, but unfortunate misdrops for Aoife there, and that'll be a top out. Still looking to see that crazy pacing from Rose. She definitely has the stacking for it, and has looked close earlier, but game hasn't been very kind, especially on 19. And there's a nice dirty Tetris. So almost cleaned up here, only one more burn. There it is. But Kira on 22 now, knocking down another Tetris. Has been slowly chipping away at that pace, making it a bit better in these 19 speeds, and looking to convert that into a max out potentially.
Okay, looks like they finally fixed the display on Adam's score, so we have him green as the other players are currently playing.
Yeah, some pretty crazy numbers up top. DMJ 8 maxes with nothing else going on. Looks like he's playing 18, so that would explain why it's a bit slow. We've got mostly 18 starts on the main stage.
Dirty Tetris there from
But-
Aoife. And another one. Pretty dirty play there, but she gives a very nice stack. Kira is just 200,000 points away from that, Max.
Yep, 830 and a 26, looking like she's in a good spot to finish it off potentially. Yeah, great catch-up pace-wise on these mid-20s levels. And getting a bit droughted, but Longbar shows up. And only 3 more Tetris away.
Kira just rebalancing her stack to get into scoring position. Oh, that left side looking spicy. She needs to get burning.
Looking for something left, but
Oh.
nothing giving, and that'll be an unfortunate top out.
The kicker.
Yeah, Rose close to level 19. Especially with DAS, you really need that safe transition. And this is definitely livable, but need to be careful, as always, on DAS 19. But knocks down Tetris there. 545. This is maxable, but with DAS it'll be hard.
Ads. So just do it at the end of the session. Break each
I have a
bring up on the phone or Discord. Or if you want to sprinkle in and then just let Dana know.
Not able to get the quick tap there. That was 7 left, so hard quick tap for Rose. And DAS 19, brutal experience.
Yeah. So this place are starting their games over, most of them. We're gonna just take an opportunity to talk about our sponsors, we should be actually talking about. So obviously this is a fully official Tetris event sponsored by Tetris Company. So a big shout out to the Tetris Company for sponsoring all 16 CTWC. So this is the 16th CTWC. Congratulations on 4 years of Tetris. Don't forget to follow Tetris_official on Instagram to keep up on all things Tetris.
Yep, also want to thank Arika. That's the developer of Tetris the Grandmaster. We're going to be having a tournament in their new game, TGM4 Absolute Eye. That'll be tonight at 6:30 Pacific. And it'll feature some of our former CTWC stars. So that'll be including Corian, Green Tea, a bunch of others who you'll know. And yeah, thanks to the producer and programmer, Hitoshi Hiroshima.
And we got a new sponsor this year. It's Red Bull Tetris X Classic Tetris World Championship. We have pretty much. I hope that you're having a great time so far, and we are ready for even more epic Tetris news. In celebration of World Tetris Day, we have an exciting opportunity to showcase a fun new global competition that Red Bull is hosting called Red Bull Tetris. Open to players from over 55 countries. We officially invite you to put your skills to test as Red Bull Tetris seeks to find Tetris's more skilled and versatile players. But this is just any competition. It's a history-making event. Players can compete on the leaderboard for a chance to compete at the U.S. National Final in Miami, and ultimately at the World Final where over 2,000 synchronized drones will take over the skies above the legendary Dubai frame to create the first ever official live playable Tetris game in the sky. You heard that right, Tetris played live in the sky.
Yeah, also thanks again to the SoCal Gaming Expo. It's been great being here for second straight year. And specifically thank you, Chris, Aaron, and Lance for hosting us. Also sponsored by Enhance, who make Tetris Effect Connected. So they have a new game coming soon called Luminous Arise, which is a heart-pumping fusion of addictive puzzle gameplay, thumping audio, and eye-popping visuals. Experience a synesthetic journey of sound and light through over 30 handcrafted stages, where every block, every combo, and every beat is a feast for the senses. Whether you're advancing with single-player mode, competing in multiplayer, or striving for the top of the leaderboards, the gameplay will draw you in, promising an irresistible allure of just one more round. Coming to PlayStation 5 and Steam this fall. Watch the Luminous Arise announcement trailer and wishlist now at lumines.game. That's LUMINES.game.
And we have one of our long-time sponsors, HyperKing, as well. HyperKing has supported CTWC since the beginning. Over the past year, they have helped the Tetris communities around the world by sending them NES consoles and controllers. HyperKing leads the way in the retro and modern entertainment community and industry with unique, fun, and innovative items, including the retro console. Check them out at hyperking.com. Let's game.
Yep, we have a bunch of retcons working this year, so shout out to them again. And also, Total Radness. Big thank you to Steve DeLuca, who not only sponsors some of these events, but is a big part of making them happen. And he's also the inventor of the Goofy Foot controller, which helps to switch to left and right inputs, which both tappers and rollers have been known to use for a long time. And it's changed the game. So thank you, Steve DeLuca and Total Radness.
And we also have Power Burst. If you haven't, celebrate your love for Tetris with Tetris Gummies. Get ready to dive into the world of gaming with these incredible treats. We are talking about all 7 Tetramino shapes and a special bonus piece. It's a gamer's paradise in gummy form. Don't let this gaming and snacking sensation slip through your finger. Grab yours now.
Yeah, they had those gummies last year at CTWC a bit, and I got to try them, and I'm glad they didn't give me a whole pack because it would have been gone. But yeah, we also have Stand Up to Cancer, which is a charity that is helping to, we're happy to support them on our live streams. So at SU2C, those are letters and numbers, SU2C, and hashtag Stand Up to Cancer on our live streams as we play Tetris and support cancer research. We're excited to work with them to make an impact together, and type in !SU2C in chat for more information. That's again just the letters and numbers SU2C. I don't think we need to do these.
Yeah. Just a reminder as well that there is a prize pool at the Matcherino, so you can use the !Matcherino command in Twitch and other streams. With this year, we are partnering with Matcherino to raise funds for the prize pool to pay our players, big or small. Each contribution helps. Use !Matcherino on Twitch or YouTube to contribute.
Yeah, so pretty early days for all of our players. Had a few resets in there. No one made it to 19 other than Kira, who's doing 19 starts again, trying to find that rhythm like she did before. And maybe looking to score something. Aoife up ridiculously high, maybe trying to get a dirty here right at the start. But somehow still surviving. Don't know how this is possible. Those pieces look like they definitely should have hung. But maybe even going to dig this down. Just ridiculous mechanics.
Oh.
Doesn't quite get that Z piece over, but what a try that was. But no one really far along at all. We've got around half an hour left, so players, make sure you have at least one score submitted. Rose, you don't have anything submitted, so make sure you find something to submit at some point. Don't want you missing out on a bracket. But
Yeah, we're on the last half hour, and it's a crucial moment where players need to check where they want to stand in the competition. And this is the very first qualifier, so we're off to some upsets and changes over the course of the day. So, but these early games are going to show where these early qualifier stands will give us a bit of a sense of how the distribution of players is, like where the top players are, where the silver players might get a chance, and where the bronze cutoff might be. But I mean, still just the first session of 4 we're having for this qualifier, and we hope to see some exciting results for this. We're very happy about these players taking the chance to be here on the stream. We're thank you for everybody watching us as well. We appreciate it. It's been a very, very nice kickoff to this amazing qualifying stage of the tournament.
yeah, thanks for being here. Thanks for supporting the channel, even if you're not, subscribing or anything, which, of course, if you do subscribe, thank you very much. But just being here helps us out a lot, helps us keep this thing running. So, thank you all. But approaching 19 for Rose now. Looking to put a good score on the board at 370. But this is all right pace. Will probably be hard to convert it into a max out with DAS, but at least keep us going. Get her best score of the day, hopefully. And Kira also putting up a pretty decent pace on 19. Again, the rolling helps a lot on the 19 starts, so she can not quite play it like it's 18, but not too far off. And we'll likely look to play this out because the pace is good enough. And Draco also on some pretty good pace a bit earlier in the game, but that 80% Tetris rate is ahead of the curve. Rose into 19 at 455, but these pieces are really tough. Good quick tap to get the L over to the right, looking for something to fill in the middle. And the Z piece was very unkind. Still looking for something at least.
Yeah, Draco's P working pretty hard right now.
Great J piece for Rose. And a nice quick tap to get that bar all the way to the left. That was confident maneuver. That's what we like to see.
Yeah, nice recovery there from Rose. I know she's looking in to try to get her Tetris lane green board. Draco just having such strong game. He can go for the high 600k, even 700k. I believe it's possible still at this pace. Oh, I said the P word.
But Rose able to knock down some Tetris on 19. Going pretty aggressive, looking to try to get the score all the way. Nice. What a spin. I'm not sure if that was an adjustment, but it looked like it could have been, to put the square one piece short intentionally to set up that S-spin. Almost like the OJ adjustment.
Oh.
Not able to hit that quick tap, so we'll take a bit of digging, need something for the left. Gets the Z piece over. And another, and a Tetris. So this 19 is looking much better from Rose.
Yeah, Drake unfortunately got in a situation where he blocked the well, he couldn't recover from it. Strong game happening, but yeah, I mean, we still are on our last minute, so yeah, players doing their best. Around 20 minutes ago, or a little bit more than 20 minutes available, so 5 or 6 games possible for these players to try their best.
Plenty of time to put up some good paces, especially with the gameplay we've seen from all these players so far. They have that big pace potential, possible to convert into max outs. We'll just hope that more of them will happen. But big drought for Rose now. Almost 40 pieces.
My goodness, that's survival.
Exactly 40 and gets the Tetris. Great survival with DAS. That is not easy. Now setting up aggressively again to convert these last few Tetrises. There's another one. Over the 700 mark now. But looking to finish the game strong. I don't think a max out is possible anymore. Ooh. Setting up a spin tuck, not quite hitting it. But we'll try and finish it off.
Yeah, she's now in tournament territory. So that's a good good conclusion of this level in 28. She's about to get to the kill screen, but with a 768k, she wants to squeeze just one more Tetris.
Doesn't have any pieces to fill in the right now.
Ooh.
Has to put a bar in there and taking another burn with that other bar. But 771, that's her best score so far. We'll see if she submits it. Yep. So putting nice score on the board. And hopefully that'll be enough to, at the very minimum, make a bracket. And now she can keep going for higher and better now that she's...
Yeah, with the submission, she's going to be at position 17. T-Storm got a 750k exactly.
So yeah, we've got Aoife on 19 right now. 500 in level 20.
Oh,
In a bit of a dig, could have chosen to set up dirty there, but considering the bar isn't coming, seems to be wise that she's burning it down. Good bar there to fill in that dependency. And opens up for a Tetris. There it is.
There we go.
So looking to play some strong post, make sure she has as little 29 to play as possible. But as we've seen, if it's needed, she can show up.
Yeah. Some cleanup here, but the middle of a drought, but she gets the lone bar. She wants to get rid of that hole in column 7 that prevents her from getting into scrum position.
Some rough pieces here, but looks like she's still going to dig it down. Just going to lose a bit more pace because of it. Rose got a 770 last game.
Yeah, 776. We're gonna put. Yeah, she's gonna be put on the board shortly.
Yeah.
And there she goes.
771. But there's a Tetris for Aoife. Take another triple to burn it down, get clean again. Lost a bit more pace from that dig, but the max out is, I think, still possible. Just a bit tight before 29.
Yeah, it is possible, but I mean, I think that if it doesn't worry about too much about getting that max in 29 before 29, that is.
Exactly. Staying clean, making sure she has the right board into 29, making sure she's mentally ready as well. But looking to convert as many Tetrises as she can before and maybe even get that max out into 29.
Getting a bit drought there. There she goes.
Covers the well right as the bar shows up.
There's another.
But finds another, yep. Nice T-piece to fill in the left. Bit of a misdrop on the L, though, and that'll cost a few burns.
Flexible nonetheless. Just needs the right pieces. A T helps, and she's back to a clean board.
Yep, so looking to take this into 29 and making sure she has the board readiness to survive, but some rough pieces here. Building your left, and into 29 at 853. We'll see if she tries to set up for her Tetrises, but it looks like she's just going to make sure it's nice and safe, nice and clean. Get everything ready for potential long kill screen chase down. The unfortunate double flip, though. Good left tap to get that bar over. And another right tap. Mechanics are looking pretty scary in general. Digging this down still. And some double flips there, unfortunately, might be it.
Or no? No, yeah, that's unfortunate.
Tried to eke out a couple more singles, but that won't improve her kicker. Unfortunate.
Okay, we're gonna go back to Rose and Kira, as they are, pacing, or well, at least like on the run, on their transition. Well, Kira already transition, and Rose about to.
Yeah, Kira in little burn sequence. We'll see if she tries to set up dirty. Looks like she will. In column 7, knocks it down. And still going to stick with this well for a bit, but not for long as she takes that double. And one more bar to get that perfect well transfer over to the right side. Does not show up. And some misslips there mean this is a bit scary. Gets the bar left, but how long can she survive? Still alive, but doesn't get that bar anywhere, and we'll just take the top out. But Rose here on one of her best paces in the 19, looking to take a safe board in. And good bar timing, 572 transition. This is exactly what she wants to see.
Like, it's like Rose is so fearless. She goes for those spins as if it was nothing in 19.
Yeah, as a DAS player, you gotta be confident in your moves, and she's been looking confident now. Looking to build on that last game with maybe an even better score.
Come on.
Bit of a misshift there, though, and this is going to be tough.
Oh.
Can't hit the quick tap on the bar, and I'm not sure if this is survivable with Das.
Could use an L. There he goes. Oh, but the quick tap
Doesn't
is
quick
missed.
tap right. Good effort, though, and once again shows what she's capable of on these 19 speeds, and the pace she has with the 18 speeds.
Yeah. Okay, Aoife playing level 19 as we speak, and Drake about to reach transition, so we're gonna focus on him for a bit.
Pretty solid pace over there, ahead of max out pace by a bit. So, gonna look to convert this game as best he can. Get some nice tucks for Draco to get Tetris ready and then knocks it down. Still has 4 more available and a few burns even as well if he needs. So this will not quite be a 600, but it's possible to get close.
It can be still because you have 4 Tetris available. Yeah, you can get into 600.
Yeah, with some burns he can get to 600, but only Tetrises would not do it. So we'll see if he can squeak out the 600. More importantly, we'll see if he can get this game to max. Yeah, 1 Tetris and 600,704. Look at that.
Yeah, we did the math wrong.
I'm supposed to be a math major, so
Yeah, I mean mathematicians are good at math, but arithmetic is like basic arithmetic is
Exactly.
falls off.
not my job.
Yeah, that's why you have calculators nowadays.
Exactly.
Yes, Rose did some mid scores. She's currently at 771. But yeah, let's see if she can squeeze a higher score even. We still got some time. We have around like 15 minutes left, just a little bit less. So 3 games available for the players, like full games, if they want to submit a big score. Remember that, yeah, it's 2 hours, and once we hit the 2-hour mark, if you are still in the game, you can keep playing until completion to submit that last score if needed.
Draco, scary dig, but still staying alive for now.
Yeah, doing his best here.
Looking for a bit more on the left.
Some decisions here that kind of force him to additional dependencies.
Yeah, really getting spammed with those S pieces on the right, but almost out of it now.
Oh, the
And
hang.
hangs the T. And that might be it. A good try, but yeah, you can see he's table tapping. He's got the controller taped to the table. I don't know how visible that is on stream. I think it's a little visible, but
No, it can be seen. And it's just
got the physical table. You can see him lifting it up.
Oop.
There it is. But table tapping definitely fallen out of favor a little bit as rolling has been on the rise. But clearly still viable for, at the minimum, getting a couple of max outs. So, nice line spin from Kira.
Okay.
Hi Vandy on CTM if you're watching this.
I'm gonna pivot to Aoife. Aoife right now just on level 23. I think she got a 19 start. I didn't remember.
Yeah, I didn't see the start of it. Seems like it was 19 start though. But few misdrops and almost cleaned up, but hangs the J on the left. Gets a bar to fill it in. But almost dirty Tetris there, just 1 Mino away. And looking to finish this dig. Unfortunate misdrop on that Z piece though, and Now it's a bit of trouble. Not quite a dirty. One row away from being the dirty. But good burns. Nice and safe to keep her alive. And
Yeah, but the draw is not helping her, and that missed flip on that S put him in a bit of danger. Oh no.
and can't get the 5 tap on the J. Rude pieces plus double flips are not a good combination. But yeah, only time for a couple more games, so maybe can get one like full game entirely, and then one more final game. Nice dirty from Kira. Bar comes at just the right time,
Yeah.
and she's looking good so far this game.
I don't know if she should say that here live, but Draco has only burned single line. Well, not just 2 lines. He's on his game right now.
Yeah, very good start for Draco. Seems like he's going to try to hurry this one up, maybe get one more after it even. Yeah, 10-minute warning to all the players.
Yeah.
So
So
Draco Stack had a bit of a spire, but able to clean it up a bit. Now just looking for a bar. And there it is.
yeah. If on her 19 starts, trying to rush it a little bit. Kira in the middle of her game. So yeah, we're still just waiting to see what happens. This is the last couple of games this players have available time-wise. I mean, they're free to restart, reset if they are not satisfied with the current game, and if there's an early top, well, we can have that in consideration.
Yeah, Kira's still alive, looking for a bar to bring this down, but won't show up.
Yeah, risky play.
Also, Ian Keith in the chat said he got a PB, so congrats to him.
Oh, congratulations, Ian. How much did you get?
Would have loved to see you and everyone else who couldn't make it this year, but PBing while playing along is awesome.
Yeah, Ian
C18, nice.
Oh, yeah, Ian was runner-up at the silver bracket in 2022, if I'm mistaken. Yes, he was. So very strong season DAS player. Hopefully we can see him next edition. See them. And
The players are going a bit more aggressive now, close to the end of the session, trying to get one good game and then their last game. So a little under 10 minutes, but still time for potentially a couple of maxes.
Draco keeps going here. He's the one further along in with the current players. We'll see if let's have a look here.
Draco has to cover the well, sets up a T-spin. Where is it? Looking for the T-piece, but just covers it
right
up
side
instead.
pretty rough to work with. He has to play pretty high to get that open. He gets it open. Tetris is ready even. Okay, he's had to just lower it a little bit, but his Tetris is ready again and gets a Tetris.
There's the dirty.
Yeah, he didn't. We did.
Was surprised by the Tetris.
That was a nasty Tetris.
Pleasant surprise, and now back to a clean board. Nice Tetris. Looking for another 600 here with one more Tetris. Kira playing really up high, trying to get some pace on one of her last few games, and manages to survive with that nice timed bar, but Draco burning into transition, looking for some pieces to skim off the top, and does. So into the 600s now. Aoife still on these 19 starts, trying to get maybe one more good pace game.
Locking in.
But we've got a little over 5 minutes now. I think it's around 7 or so. So players keep that in mind for planning however many games you've got left. See if you want to reset a pace if you don't think it's good enough. But Rose is on some decent pace here, looking for mid 500 transition. Draco, big drought,
Yeah, Draco
hitting 40,
Oh my.
still going.
Oh,
Smite
my
at
goodness.
50,
There he goes.
48 drought. Wow. Great survival to keep the well open and knock down the Tetris at the end of all that. Miss drops a bar there, but
Yeah.
board is still in
Pretty
decent
minor.
shape. That'll only be a triple. Not going to build dirty. But now going to the left well, and great bar timing to knock down a Tetris.
Yeah.
764 and 24. Very solid max pace still.
Let's go.
Building up the left nicely. Elsewhere, Kira on some very standout pace so far. Only 8 burns through 84 lines,
And
but
Rose,
looking for a bar to...
Rosa 618, level 21, so looking to improve upon her score at the very least.
Yeah, Rose scored back-to-back Tetrises there, taking some burns now, but ready again. Draco only a few away. Nice quick tap into a Tetris for Rose there. And this is looking a lot more maxable. Draco is in misery, as he says. Looking for an L piece for the right side or a bar. Does get the bar over.
Gets a T
Left is still
over.
looking scary. And gets one more burn in there, but that's all he's going to end up with. So around 3 more minutes, players.
Yeah, we got about 3 minutes.
But
Rose looking promising here.
Rose playing it nice and safe. This is definitely max pace if she keeps it up. And there's another Tetris, 8:39 into 26. So barely 1.1 possible. Not that she needs it.
I mean, the more you can guarantee anything above max, the more comfortably you can play.
Exactly.
This is very risky.
Tough pieces.
She's betting on very dangerous pieces. Oh,
Gets the bar over still. 882. This will definitely improve on her previous score. Might try and set up dirty at some point. We'll see.
Oh, that bar all the way over was pretty strong.
Yeah, the bar did get over there, but will she try and set up here? We'll have to
might.
see.
I mean, not going to get a Tetris from it, so she might set up for one last Tetris.
Yeah, looking for
Oh,
a couple of pieces.
okay,
Maybe
okay.
even
There
going
she
for
goes.
some kill screen.
937. And
Very
there's the room
solid
for
improvement.
one more game player, so if this is the decision time, if you're having a good game, keep playing. If you're not sure about your game, reset. But yeah, this
Aoife is on a good
wrapping
game
up.
right now, so it looks like she will want to play this out. But great improvement for Rose. Finally able to execute on one of those games that was looking good pace-wise. Draco with a double long bar dependency and gets both of them. And then a Tetris. Some aggressive stacking pays off. But right now, Aoife's the one to watch. Best pace for the players here. And looking to finish it off for a max out. Already over 500, well before the 19 transition. So got some pace to spare. Might even go dirty here.
And
Looks
she's
like she
going
will.
for it. Yes.
There's the bar, and will clean it up in just one burn.
Nice.
But some missed drops for Aoife.
Yeah, Rose tried to go for that spin tuck, but failed again, unfortunately, but nothing she can fix. Okay, it looks like she decided to reset. We are on the very last seconds.
Yeah, I think around 1 or 2 minutes left. She did submit the... It just takes a bit of time for the submissions to go through. Because it's right near the end. A bunch of people submitting scores at the same time.
Yeah, well, eventually you'll get to the point where you just put the score in the system and automatically update, but right now we have people like sending the scores over to another table, so it takes a while to get typed in. But we'll see her update score shortly. Actually, it's already there. She's now placing 15th.
Yeah, currently the best kicker of anyone who doesn't have a max out.
We are on the... Okay, last second, so this is the decision time for players.
4, 3, 2, 1. Last game, everyone.
Yeah, so players can continue playing until completion of this game, and that will be it for our first session.
Seems like unfortunate timing for Cheese right as we finished counting. His last game finished. Brutal missed drop for Aoife. Just an overshift of that S piece, and that'll be it. But 2 max qual with a 9-12 kicker. Solid performance.
Yeah. Placing her currently 11th.
Yep.
Okay, so we'll see the rest of the players. We still have Kira with the promising game. Draco fixing his board. Rose Tetris ready. We have our last game from these 3 players remaining.
Yeah, right now, holes in the bottom of Draco's board. This won't even be a Tetris if he takes it. But didn't even realize that, I guess. But now he's going to score a Tetris on row 3. Going to look to keep building on this dirty right well. But
it can get pretty challenging when you get droughted. Oh my goodness. Both players.
Pretty big droughts.
Both players at the bottom facing droughts, but oh no.
And that's a hang of the T for Draco, and that'll do it. So, also good qual. 2 maxes, 969, currently 10th, right above Aoife. But GG on the qual. So, just 2 more games going on CT4 for our first qual session. We've got Kira, and we've got Rose. Kira further in, a bit better pace, and looking to close it out. So, Tetris there, 500 at 115. This is very promising for executing a max out, but we'll see if she ends up finishing it out. And Rose, stack was a bit wobbly there, but gets some good pieces to level it back out.
Okay, so we're going to take this last couple seconds to give some shout to our sponsors to be wrapping up the session.
Yeah, so a reminder that we have a Matcherino prize pool, exclamation point Matcherino in the chat, and help pay back the players for traveling, make sure we can continue to run this thing. Prize pool goes entirely to the players. There are other ways to support CTWC as well, but these players are great. I think they should get prizes for this awesome gameplay they're putting on.
Big shout out to the Tetris company for sponsoring all 16 CTWCs. Congratulations on 4 years of Tetris. Don't forget to follow at Tetris_official on Instagram to keep up with all Tetris, all things Tetris.
Yep, and also Arika, the company who makes TGM, very cool game, or set of games. And there's going to be a TGM4 tournament tonight. And that'll be on the main channel, twitch.tv/Classic Tetris, or Classic Tetris on YouTube, or Classic Tetris on TikTok and Kick, I think, are the other streaming platforms, maybe even some more beyond that. But yeah, they're going to be playing their newest game, TGM4 Absolute Eye, and it's a great game. Excited to see a bunch of legends play it, and also a bunch of great TGM players as well.
And we got our new sponsor, Red Bull Tetris Cross Classic Tetris World Championship. Hey everyone, I hope you're all having a great time so far and are ready for even more epic Tetris news. In celebration of World Tetris Day, we have an exciting opportunity to showcase a new fun global competition that Red Bull is hosting called Red Bull Tetris. Open to players from over 55 countries, we officially invite you to put your skills to the test as Red Bull Tetris seeks to find Tetris more skilled players and versatile players, that is. But this is just any competition. It's a history-making event. Players can compete on the leaderboard for a chance to compete at the U.S. National Final in Miami and ultimately at the World Final, where over 2,000 synchronized drones will take over the skies above the legendary Dubai frame to create the first ever official live playable Tetris game in the sky. You heard that right. Tetris played live in the sky. Yeah, so basically you go on redbulltetris.com, play the Red Bull Tetris game on mobile, claim the leaderboard by posting your highest score, and keep playing to beat your own record. You can register as many times as you want, but only on your top score counts. redbulltetris.com.
Yeah, focusing back on the Tetris for a bit, Kira is nearing a max out, 926 still. So
Yes.
has pace to spare, taking some nice safe burns.
Yeah, just playing safe to guarantee that Tetris. And we are cheering her on because that's gonna end her qualifier in a very good note.
Yep. Rose also into 19 now in the 500, so will be tough to max out, but can improve her kicker, if nothing else, and will potentially try and push the pace for a max out.
Yeah,
But
Kira just about to max out.
almost
Getting the
there,
cobble
yep.
ready.
Just the triple would do it. Takes a double, and 2,000 away.
Just go for the burns. There she
There it
goes!
is! Into 29 for the final max out of her qual session. And that will be her second, and that'll move her just above Draco and Aoife into 10th place. So
Yeah,
Rose
one-
is still going, looking to finish her qual with a strong showing. First half of the qual was pretty tough for her, hard to sustain paces into and through 19. Doesn't have that quick tap of that bar, so this will be a bit scary, but taking some nice burns and gets that bar over. Don't even think that one needed a quick tap, and I don't think she did. So Tetris ready now and takes it, 675. So score she's looking to improve on is basically a 938, literally 1 point away. We'll see if she can finish it off. But we've got our players for our next qual session warming up as well in the corners. We'll have all that set up for you in a sec after this session is over. But let's focus on Rose. Scores 744 after that Tetris.
Oh, the overshift. Trying to fix it. Still maxable, but she requires to lock in. Oh,
Good burns there. And Tetris ready with that bar flat and scores it. So 786. I think this might just barely be maxable. Super close. And looking to finish it off, go aggressive to score these last few Tetrises. So Tetris ready here, looking for a bar.
there she goes.
There it is.
Ooh, it's one, couple more.
Building out her left nicely. And there's another Tetris, 870. So has two more available. Aggressive bar to try and go for it. And there's one. So another Tetris would be her best score so far. Might even try and set up for more on kill screen.
She might go for the double Tetris. She's short of it.
Gets the one Tetris, and that's an improvement.
Let's
Up
go.
to 942.
And that wraps up our session 1. We're getting ready for session 2 because we had slight delays, but yeah, we're gonna be having our next players.
Yeah. But yeah, thank you everyone for watching our first qual session, and make sure to stick around for all of our remaining quals and TGM tournament at the end.